and Kathy Lee back in 1996. Yep, there they are. Oh, look at that's cool. And then the second time was with me and Regis, and it was 2006.
There they are. That's great.
That was a day that was supposed to be in the 80s, and it was like in the 30s. And I know I'm in Fahrenheit, so forgive me.
Yes, but we don't know the Celsius conversion.
That was 2 million degrees. But it was so cold, we were freezing. And we borrowed scarves and hats and gloves from audience members. And I just remember as I was getting in the car to go back to New York, a woman came up and knocked on the glass of the door, and she said, "Regis still has my hat and gloves."
I'm not surprised that he kept it. But this weekend, we came up on Friday, and you know you're close when she left just before me on Friday, and I get this urgent text from Kelly. And I thought, well, did she make it safely? What has happened? Was the flight delayed? I said, "Are you okay?" She said, "Yes, I've made it safely, but I forgot something very important. Can you bring it?" I said, "No problem." She said, "Would you please go by and pick up my retainer? I've forgotten it. I need it. It's going to be a long, busy weekend."
Yes, it's a long, busy weekend, and without that retainer, it's either Ryan and Kelly sitting up here or Ryan and Mr. Ed.
So Wilbur packed it, and we brought it.
Thank you for bringing that.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it, and I also had you bring a pair of skinny jeans because I needed it. Because I have got to tell you, packing to come here has been very confounding for me, as I'm sure most people. It was, you too. So I packed for 4 seasons all in one little carry-on bag. I posted an Instagram picture this morning of the view from my room yesterday morning. So I don't know if we can show that.
It was gorgeous yesterday.
It was a perfect day. It was supposed to be.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
There it is. And then, and if you see the picture from today, which I don't think it's beyond our technology.
That is the same window.
That's the view, same window. Same angle, same everything.
It's interesting because I think Gelman was panicked about the weather. He was talking about it all weekend long. He even built a tent that was up earlier this morning covering all of this.
Yes.
But I didn't realize, after a long night in the hotel, I kept hearing noise next door to me.
Yes.
I kept hearing somebody getting up. I kept hearing commotion. There was a knock on the door. I think tea was delivered at 2, 3 in the morning. I called downstairs to say, is everything okay with whomever is next to me?
Yes.
Turns out it was Gelman. He was up all night pacing about the weather, and I was very worried for him this morning when I looked out my window and saw all the fog.
Yep, I was too. I looked out the window and I said, I can't believe it. It was so gorgeous all weekend. Have you been here all weekend, everybody?
Spectacular.
It was the majestic, beautiful, the Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls from Superman 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say that. It's just...
What did you get into over the weekend?
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, my son turned 20 years old, so...
Michael had a big bash on Friday.
We had a nice birthday bash for him, but it was also Comic-Con. So, yeah. Anybody went to Comic-Con? Look at, I'll just show you, I'll bore you with some of my photos because I'm such a Star Wars fan that I really geeked out. I did. I paid the $20 and I got my picture taken. And then...
well, he's just a diehard fan.
Yeah, so Michael's a diehard fan. This was a huge, huge deal. Yep. With R2D. This is not R2D2. This is the other droid they were looking for. You know. What's his name?
It's the green one.
Yeah, Michael would know the name. And then they had this great, Andrea came with us. They had the Stranger Things room. Did you see that, everybody? Yeah, that's the room from Stranger Things. You can take your picture in there. And then, I bumped into my friend, Kevin Smith. Yeah, backstage at Comic-Con. Yeah, the great director.
He must look up to Kevin.
He does.
Michael must.
He does. He looks up to him very much. Yeah. So it's just been great. What have you been up to?
Well, I wanted to try and be my first time. Wanted to try and experience the falls in every way possible. I wanted to get as close as possible. And
I saw this in my room this morning.
Yeah, you know, I signed on. I gotta tell you, I signed on to do this show, and I've known Kelly for a long time, and I've watched the show, and I've been a fan for so many years, and I've seen all these glamorous trips that they do on the show, and I thought this is going to be my first glamorous trip. Shirley, why are you laughing from 400 yards away as she's on her knees on the pavement?
She's laughing, going, you must not have been watching that closely.
Big time show, big time budget, so I thought be some big time glamour. Well, it turns out the first thing I did, I end up having to put on the typical garb, which is a poncho here at Niagara Falls to stay dry.
You look adorable.
Now this is with, well, you can see Shirley actually there in some of the
Oh, yeah.
staff.
Oh, please. By the way, the producers can't get over it. They're on the cover of the newspaper. I got a phone call. They're like, did you get the paper? Can you save me your copy? Because I want to bring it home to my mom.
So this is aboard the Hornblower, which is very nice right out here.
Yeah.
You get up close and you see... You see and feel the positive ions. I know it's a very popular honeymoon place.
Yes, it is.
But I didn't realize until I spoke to some people on their honeymoon that they were absorbing and basking in the positive ions. Because that's supposed to make you more euphoric.
Yes.
And I don't know if you're feeling it right now, but the ions are supposed to make you feel sexier as well. So,
it's working for you.
if you're feeling like you got a little game, it's the ions at work. If you're in a rut, get out there on the Hornblower and bask in the ions. So that was the first stop. Then we decided to get a little closer. So we encountered, it was a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny Saturday afternoon, and we boarded this jet boat.
Yeah.
You've been on the jet boat? I'm out there.
All I know is Gelman said to me, if you guys want to join us on the jet boat, you know, you don't have to be on camera. You can just come and be, you know, we'll stick you in the back. And so I Googled it.
Well, we're waiting for you.
I know.
We were waiting. We were all ready to go. We put on our onesies, and I said, where's Ripa? She's not going to make this one. I said, all right, well, she's missing out because it's a beautiful, glorious day. Well, it turns out we encountered some Class 5 rapids while we were out there. I've never seen a boat maneuver quite like this, up and down, submerged underwater,
Yeah.
Ripa.
Did you all do the jet boat?
There you go.
Yeah.
I took it like a man.
Yeah. if you had just Googled it.
Yeah, I'm learning as my second month has started that I'll Google these field pieces before I actually go on them.
You got to Google it.
You were missed.
Thank you. I missed you, but not that much. I just know myself, and that would have been an injury. That would have resulted in an injury. So I just want to say that, so I went to the casino with my son because he can gamble here, right?
Yes, we can.
So some of the boys on the crew told him how to play roulette, a game I still don't understand. Does anybody understand roulette?
Oh, yeah.
You can win or lose at any time on anything. But he won. And he picked up his winnings and he walked away. And I couldn't believe it. So, yeah.
It's great discipline.
Right. Great discipline. So the next day, I go, you know what we should do? Let's try a game I can play, the slot machine. Right? So I put in $20 at the 25-cent slots, right? And it says max bet. That means I was going to bet all $20, but I put the button, you know, that you can bet down. So I went down to 25 cents because I didn't want to blow my whole 20 bucks
it's a long weekend.
on one bet.
Yeah.
25 cents. I hit for, can you read that?
Oh, yeah.
$59.75.
We got a winner.
Okay. So this morning, because my little brain couldn't do the math, I said, Schulweiss, how much would I want if I just kept it the max bet? She goes, that's almost $6,000. There's something to be said for beginner's luck, I'm telling you.
Well, we can stay one more night if you want to play again now that you know.
I know, I feel like I need to either put this right back in there and just let it roll, or...
I think it's great that Michael had the discipline to stop himself, though.
Yeah,
you know, he didn't
cut
keep
himself
going.
off. No.
By the way, happy birthday to him. We had a good celebration on Friday night. We tasted some wine at this Two Sisters Winery.
Oh, so divine. Have you been there?
Fantastic wine and ice wine.
Yep.
And
you guys, you should have your weddings there. I don't know who's getting married, but that's where you should go have your weddings.
it's spectacular.
It's so nice.
About 100 of us at this long, beautiful dining room table, and I'm thinking to myself, well, she's sipping some wine, so I'm going to sip some wine. I'll sip a little more wine. She's sipping a little more wine. Then Gelman has this bright idea to stand up and say we should all make a speech.
Oh.
Now, he didn't really sip as much wine as we did.
I thought he was slurring like crazy.
I was a little worried that we weren't going to quite make it through, but you stood up there, you nailed it, and we toasted to Michael and celebrated with the staff and had a wonderful, fantastic crew dinner.
So the next day, somebody said that speech you gave was beautiful. And I said, what speech? Okay, so there you go.
So we recommend this place.
Had many sips of wine. You'll see that tomorrow.
You'll see that all tomorrow.
You'll see our beautiful speeches tomorrow, and we'll see them for the first time. Hey, we've got a big show today. The Prime Minister is here.
From the series Orphan Black, Tatiana Maslany is with us as well.
And we're going to see what happens when Ryan gets a really close look at Niagara Falls, and maybe he gets a little wet in the process, I think.
Yes.
Maybe just a little bit.
My hair product runs into my eyeballs, which I'm fine with. Did I get my ankles wet?
See, that's a sock joke.
Oh.
What? Are these Canadian socks?
I don't know where they're from, but I decided to sport some socks. I'm covering my ankle today.
I believe these are made in Canada, as a matter of fact. Canadian
I think I'm stuck. Can you get me
You're stuck? Here, honey. I know.
Thanks. Okay, we've also got a performance by Aaron Bowman as well here coming up live. Thank you.
And it's time for Burst into Spring Travel Trivia.
Yes.
And do it. And do it.
Wait.
And do it.
No.
Wait. Let him spin it.
He's prematurely spinning over there.
He's got premature spin syndrome.
It's the positive ions.
Yeah. It's PSS.
Who is that? That's Lauren Baczynski
from Meaford, Ontario, Canada.
Meaford. Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Well done up there.
You know what? I feel like you left it all on the dance floor.
We've got Kim Bailey from Clive, Iowa on the phone. Hello, Kim from Niagara Falls. How are you?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Kelly. I am doing great today.
Hey, Kim, have you ever been here?
I have not. It's one place I would really love to visit.
I've got to tell you, there is something for everybody here. This is a great place to visit. You must come.
Oh, yeah, that is on my to-do.
In honor of our trip to Niagara Falls, it's an all-Canadian wheel. All the trips are to Canada. So guess what? You can fulfill that dream.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Lauren, will you spin the wheel for us?
All right. See what we got.
Hey, oh my gosh, this is a great prize. The Fairmont Chateau in Laurier, Ottawa,
Ooh,
Ontario.
nice.
Laurier. What? Chateau Laurier. Chateau Laurier. Laurier. Thank you.
Scream at us all hour. We like it.
Gelman is disagreeing with you all about the pronunciation.
Here we go.
It's 7 days and 6 nights. It includes a $500 shopping spree, a $1,000 spending money. What? A cooking course at Le Cordon Bleu?
Ooh.
It's a prize valued at $6,000. Hey, Kim, you've got 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Here we go, Kim. On Friday's show, what U.S. president did we say visited Niagara Falls twice before he became president?
Oh, no. I do not know the answer to that. Oh.
Well, Google it, Google it, Google it, Google it, Google it.
Oh.
I want to give a clue so bad.
Guess the president, guess the president.
Just whatever pops into mind. Oh, it was Abraham Lincoln. If we had a penny for your thoughts. Sorry, but you can send a lucky member of our audience and yourself. We'll get a $500 gift certificate from Bed Bath & Beyond. So we'll be picking that.
Yeah, we'll pick the number during commercial break. And coming up next, the Prime Minister is here,
We'll
Justin Trudeau.
Still ahead on Live, a performance by Aaron Bowman. Ryan gets wet as he gets a closer look at Niagara Falls. Orphan Black star Tatiana Maslany. And coming up next, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
I think I know. Welcome back to Niagara Falls. So tomorrow on the show, Howie Mandel will be with us.
Yes, a Canadian. And another Canadian, Nathan Fillion, will be here.
Also a performance by French Montana.
Yes, and we will see what happens when I get a bird's eye view of the falls.
A dry bird's eye view of the falls.
Warm, dry bird's eye view of the falls.
We are thrilled he took time out of his busy schedule running the country to be our first guest today. Please welcome the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
How are you?
Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Great to be here. Hey, everyone.
Welcome to our show.
Thank
It's an
you.
honor to have you here. How does your wife feel about you being named the sexiest politician alive?
See, my wife's the one who doesn't believe it. She's like, really? Yeah, she knows what I look like when I get up in the morning. And
Is it so different than this?
A little messier.
Messier.
It's funny because as I was talking with Canadians here since we've been in town and they knew you were coming on, they kept asking me, was I going to take off my shirt? And I said, absolutely not. But they said, this is something that you've been caught doing every once in a while yourself. Come on, what's the story here, sir?
Well, if I am out on a hot day, minding my own business with my family, I have been known to wear a bathing suit from time to time at the lake. I mean, like, it's
They approve.
no big deal.
It is awfully hot right now, don't you think? Under these lights?
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
He's got a tattoo. We might need to see it.
But the voters.
This is your public.
So your father was the prime minister before you. He served from 1968 to 79, and then from 80 to 84. What was your childhood like?
First 13 years of my life was being the Prime Minister's kid, which allowed me to travel right across the country, meet so many people, travel around the world as well. I was really lucky as a kid, and my parents made sure that I knew that I was really lucky as a kid, and therefore not let sort of me think that I was better than my classmates in public school or wherever. Just understand that it's a different situation. But if I was lucky, I needed to make sure that I was doing something with the opportunities I got in my life, which is why I chose to become a teacher.
Wow.
And you've got 3 kids of your own.
Yes.
I understand you brought your youngest to work recently.
I try to involve them in my life. If it's a political campaign, they often come along, but they see me away an awful lot. So when I can bring them to the office, they get a kick out of it.
Do you secretly want one of them to become the next prime minister?
Definitely not. My father would have given the same answer, especially because for me, a huge piece of becoming the person I am was knowing who I was and not trying to feel like I had to live up to my father's extraordinary example. And it was by taking a completely different path that I finally got to an honest place of realizing, oh, I actually might be good at being a politician. And it wasn't a sense of duty, and it just turns out that it's me.
If you had to predict, let's just say, if you had to predict and say one of my 3 kids will be prime minister, which one would you put your money on?
This is going to get you in trouble. No way to win that one.
I will say, I have one daughter, and there is something very special about imagining a woman prime minister. I think it's long overdue. I just don't think we have to wait that long. I think it should be sooner than that.
Kelly was talking about Star Wars and being a fan. You're a diehard Star Wars fan as well, right?
Big time, big time.
I love that when you met, was it the Irish Prime Minister?
Irish Prime Minister,
you were wearing, it was the May the 4th be with you. It was May 4th, which we celebrate in our house like it's almost the same as Christmas Eve.
Yes, it's almost as good as May the 4th.
As good. And so you had Star Wars socks on. Can you believe how that went everywhere? That picture went everywhere.
Now the thing is that, I'm not a formal type of guy. I much prefer jeans and a t-shirt. But now that I'm the prime minister, they make me dress up with like a suit and tie all the time. I had to get my hair cut, the whole thing. But the socks are the one way that I can sort of, express myself a little bit. And I have someone, actually one of my caucus mates gave me, one of our MPs gave me, from a trip to Vegas she took, mismatched Star Wars socks. And I said, okay, I'm wearing R2-D2 and C-3PO, which my son, the 3-year-old Hadrian, who you saw, says, Daddy, those socks don't match. I said, oh, yes, they do. 3PO and D2 go together all the time.
We have a little gift for you. It's not quite as good, but the next time you meet the Prime Minister of Ireland, maybe you will wear these socks.
We thought we'd play a little part in your fashion.
Oh, dear.
Don't know if they'll match your underwear, but...
Oh, dear.
Yeah. We'll be right back. More of the Prime Minister after this.
Still ahead from Niagara Falls, Ryan explores the falls and also orphan black star Tatiana Maslany.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is with us, and we're seated just across from both the U.S. border and the Canadian border. In this moment, in this time, how do you feel the relationship is between the two countries?
Listen, the relationship between our 2 countries is unbelievably deep, whether it's people-to-people ties, economic businesses, workers on both sides of the border. We are connected like no 2 countries in the world, and that will continue. We have millions of good jobs on both sides of the border that depend on each other. We'll always figure out ways to work with each other.
You were very close with President Obama. What is how would you characterize your relationship with President Trump?
You know what? We have a good, constructive working relationship, and that's the important part of it. There's a lot of things we agree on. I mean, today's World Environment Day, and we don't agree on that because I think there's a lot of good jobs in the environment that we're building for. But we both agree that the most important responsibility of a leader is to create good jobs for middle-class people across our countries, and we're connected on that. I mean, this is a region here in Niagara that is super dependent on trade, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's winery, whether it's tourism. We need to keep that border open, safe, smooth flowing, and we both agree on that.
Some tough and tragic news over the weekend coming out of London in the wake of what happened in Manchester. What goes through your mind when you think about keeping Canada safe?
Keeping our country safe is the biggest responsibility for any leader. And there's all sorts of different things we need to do, whether it's investing in safety, security, police officers, and investigative national security stuff, or whether it's creating a society in which we're there for each other, we lean on each other, we're resilient enough to handle bad things happening without falling into a bad space. I mean, that balance, defending our security and keeping us Canadian, is what people expect of me, and I'm always going to do both of those things.
I've been going from tourist destination to tourist destination right here, and I've never felt safer. So you're doing an outstanding job.
And everybody's given a lot of hugs. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for helping us celebrate.
What a pleasure.
Happy Canada Day. Exactly. That's 150 years.
Thank you so much for being here.
Tatiana Maslany is with us, right back live from Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada invites you to share the food, culture, and fun of our unique city. Come to Niagara Falls, Canada, and help celebrate our 150th anniversary. Book your trip now. Tomorrow on Live from Niagara Falls, a performance by French Montana and also Howie Mandel.
Back with you live, Niagara Falls. She's the Emmy-winning star of the hit sci-fi thriller Orphan Black. Please give a big welcome to Canada's own Tatiana Maslany. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Did you meet the Prime Minister backstage?
Did.
Yeah.
Had you met him before?
No, that was the first time. So we had a very meaningful conversation backstage.
Yes, he's very sparkly, isn't he?
Very, very sparkly, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you're from Saskatchewan.
I am. Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
I say it like the Muppet song.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan. You know that.
What is Saskatchewan known for?
Saskatchewan is known for its extreme temperatures. It's very cold. When I was in elementary school, I had to walk backwards to school to just avoid getting frostbite on the front of my face.
That is so good for when you have kids. You can say, when I was your age, I used to walk backwards to school. You know?
Exactly, yeah. Uphill both ways.
Yeah, and what's your football? Don't you have a football team with that crazy name?
The Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Roughriders,
Yes, the
Roughriders. Yeah.
Roughriders fancy?
And what do they put?
They put
watermelon?
passed out watermelons on their heads, as you do.
As one would.
As one does.
Yeah.
Because our colors are green, and so
I wonder what Rip and I would look like as Rough Rider fans. You ever thought about that, Kelly?
I think about it all the time. Yep.
Natural.
That's pretty much
really
how I thought we would look.
We fit right in.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. You won an Emmy for Orphan Black.
That's right, yeah.
That's amazing. So where do you keep it?
I kind of have hidden it away. It's like in a box. My mom didn't realize that it was in this box and put a plant on it. Displayed like a plant for me on it. Yeah.
That's really funny.
You're in the final season of Orphan?
Well, we finished it 2 months ago. Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about the final season?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of questions posed, a lot of answers given, and I don't remember much of what we did. But it definitely is a very action-packed beginning that ends in a sort of more personal, human way.
But it's you playing so many different yous. How many different yous are there?
I think we have 6 kind of mainstays,
How do you keep
and then
them
a few
straight?
extras. I use music, I use dance, I use all kinds of different things to sort of...
Who's your least favorite one to play? Who's the most
Most high maintenance?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh, there's some of them are very high maintenance. I mean, there's Rachel, who takes about 2 hours in hair makeup, and Crystal, also fake nails, all this stuff on top of me.
So when you see scripts with those two names,
there they are. Yeah.
When you see those two names in the script, you go,
I mean, a long day in hair makeup.
Yeah, sure.
Did you keep anything from the set? Did you grab anything?
I did. I stole some clothes. I stole Casima's glasses and her nose ring, and there's some pieces that I didn't want to part with. Yeah.
But it was very emotional, the final day on set.
It was. Yeah. We were filming some really heavy scenes with a lot of actors from the first season, so it was really emotional, really nostalgic, and none of us could kind of look each other in the eye. We were all kind of this close to bursting into tears.
Well, congratulations on its success. You did such a great job. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, Orphan Black's final season begins June 10th at 10 p.m. on BBC America.
All right, coming up next, we get wet in the falls. Right after this, be right back. And we are back here in Niagara Falls. Okay, so
We're getting treats.
71% of the Earth is water. Most of it just sort of hangs out and sits still, minds its own business. Then you've got this water back here.
Yeah.
Not so
different.
much.
That's different kinds of water.
I tried to find out all the ways to experience the falls. Take a look. First up, we're taking a ride on the 700-passenger catamaran. This thing is state-of-the-art. It's called the Hornblower. I think I know why they call it that now. Okay, Ricky. Good morning, Ricky.
How are you?
I'm Ryan. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
It's me plus 25.
Okay.
Captain Mark Keith with us now. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
So tell me, how long have you been on a ship like this?
I've been here with Hornblower right from the beginning. First captain they hired, and I've been captain since 1985.
Now, I know there's a horn because I heard it. Will you show me where the horn is?
You do, right here in the wheel.
So That's it?
That's our horn. That's the horn blower to signify to let go.
Just press it.
There you go.
Here we go. Niagara Wonder, ready to launch. The boss man, Maury DiMaurizio here. We're about to take on the mist, so we need, I think I need a poncho, yeah?
Absolutely. I have one for you. It's going to protect you from the 800,000 gallons of water per second that's going to come down at you today.
I have never felt more protected in my life. Maurizio!
Yes, sir.
I'm blown away. This is the U.S.?
Yes, American Falls. The smaller one is the Bridaldale Falls, and then the Canadian Horseshoe Falls.
So that was kind of like the junior varsity waterfall.
Right.
This is the big daddy over here. And how deep is this one over here?
This is 185 feet deep. That's about deep as the falls are high.
Wow. Woo, Maury! This is it. Oh! Well, good news. I just got word when the boat turns, the water really comes down.
We call it the rinse cycle.
Oh, good. This is good. It only gets better from here. Whoa! That's fresh water. Oh, it's getting good. Where's Sheldon? Are we losing? I have to tell you, that was amazing to be so close. But I want to see if we can get even closer. Okay, Bianca, what do we need to know?
Okay, guys, so we went down the elevator 125 feet. We're going to be walking through 650 feet of man-made tunnel. On the right-hand side are going to be two portals where the water is flowing directly above you.
Okay.
If you head down, you have two observation decks, and on the lower level, you're going to get more wet. You didn't put that on backwards.
All right, Bianca. We are deep in the bedrock of Horseshoe Falls, surrounded by stone.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel the power.
All the power. Feel it all.
Powerful, but very dry. A little less dry. Definitely a little less dry, but more power. But less dry. I'm being told this is about as close as you can get and about as wet as you can get. So, mission accomplished. So what is it we're going to do here, John?
Ryan, first off, welcome to Whirlpool Jet Boats. Everything you've done so far today was sightseeing. Today, we're sight experiencing. We're going to go through the Devil's Hole Rapids of the Niagara River Gorge. We have 10 times the amount of water here in the Niagara River that you have in the Grand Canyon. So these massive amounts of water going through this tight, narrow gorge is what makes our monster waves we're going to experience today.
I'm excited. So I just did the hornblower experience where I got sprayed. Same type of deal?
Not so much.
Not a cloud in the sky, beautiful sunshine, nice breeze. One more component to stay dry. We're ready, let's go!
Don't pretend you're sorry.
See, this is the right boat. They got the right idea. Low speed, but you stay dry. Yeah.
Know you got the power.
We got the worst out of the way early on in the day, so we can enjoy the rest of it. Get a little sunshine. Ripper, where are you? You're missing the best part.
You are my survival.
Why do I get the feeling it's really going to get aggressive? There's a lot of safety briefing going on, and we just talked about tapping our heads. We're alive.
Even forever don't seem like long enough.
Did we sign a waiver?
Every time I breathe, my heart beats again. Oh, that's cold. Cover me with dreams again. Love me mouth to mouth now. You know I can't resist. Shorty, every time I breathe, it's every time I breathe again. My heart beats again. Oh, that's cold. Baby, I can help it. Every time I try to run, I'm swept away by love.
So what do you do when you have that much fun, get this wet, and are freezing? You do it again. Right, guys? John? Captain? Next time, you're coming with me on that one.
That's amazing.
Next, Aaron Bowman performs. We'll be right back from Canada.
Tomorrow from Niagara Falls, see what happens to Kelly when she sees the best of Niagara Falls from the sky.
Well done up here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Aaron Bowman's new single, Good Time, Good Life, is available now.
Yeah, make sure you get it. That is the song of the summer, girl.
Right?
Hey, on tomorrow's show, more from Niagara Falls. Howie Mandel will be here.
Nathan Fillion is here as
A
well.
performance by French Montana.
And Kelly's high-flying Niagara Falls adventure. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.